What's up? I'm your girl latesharashae. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. All y'all, please like, share, and subscribe. I need it. I need all the views and likes and subscribes I can get. I hope you enjoy my content thus far. If you are new here, I hope you go back, take a look at what I'm offering, and you like those videos as well. But today, y'all, let's just talk about it. We're going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is episode 15. It's called Chapter 3, Rebirth. Why they gave it that name, y'all? I'm still trying to put two and two together to get four, but right now I'm only getting three because I ain't caring about one or whatever. But we gonna get to the bottom of it. Maybe I'll figure out the connection later. But I want to just dive right into the beginning of the episode, which was Angela and Drew talking, right? So Angela and Drew sit down talking about the previous day before, I guess the night before, in which, of course, we know Shamea got the bad news about her baby Shiloh. And all the girls kind of rallied around her to support her and console her during that time. Shamea was in tears. And I know it wasn't just me, but I think I mentioned in the last video with my friend Biddy. If you don't know who Biddy is, please go visit our YouTube channel. We do have a very new YouTube channel. It's called The Biddy Show. It's TheBittshow. I think y'all would enjoy the dual commentary from me and my best friend. So please go check that out and subscribe to that channel as well. But Angela got to talking about Drew's reaction when Brit was crying to Shamea, saying,
Shamea, I love you so much. You're gonna get through this. I just love you. I love you, Shamea.
it was giving what the French toast. Like, because in that same episode, Brit was kind of saying how the girls don't support her, how she kind of painted a picture that they are not friends outside the show. And it seemed to me that they haven't fostered a genuine relationship amongst one another. And the only person I knew that she had a relationship with was Kelli, and not because of what we've seen on the show, but because what we were told with them coming into the show that they were fairly close. But I haven't seen that closeness. Have you? Y'all let me know what, if I'm missing something, but I haven't seen a closeness with them since the inception of this season. Let me know what y'all thoughts are. But anyway, y'all, they rewinded and recap Drew's reaction. And when I say Drew is giving all the peaches, okay? Drew is leading the girls with Angela following right behind her this season. Drew's reaction to that girl crying was so freaking funny. Did anybody catch that during the actual episode? Because I did not. But I thought it was so freaking funny when they rewinded it back. I thought it was fake too. Yes, I thought it was fake. Shamea talking to her mom about Shiloh's state that she's in while Shamea is gone made me so freaking sad. I almost don't want to even talk about it. The mom was saying how when she went to visit Shiloh, that the caretaker had been negligent. She didn't have a blanket on her. The baby was freezing. Her mom said she had to hold that baby skin to skin, and it took her about an hour to warm up. Some fucking furniture would have been moving around in that place. Had I came in, my baby, my grandbaby, my niece, my nephew, in her condition with all that she has going on, and she effing cold, yeah, we would have rearranged some furniture that day. Now I ain't saying I'm gonna win every fight, but what I'm saying, the bitch gonna know she was in a fucking fight. And if I don't win, I'm coming back tomorrow with my sister. You better know that. So that made me sad. And social media had a lot to say, weighing in about the coulda, shoulda, woulda of Shamea. Well, if I was Shamea, I would have went home. Well, I think that's easier said than done. And I think that's the easy thing to say when you have a healthy child. You know what I'm saying? We have healthy kids. And a lot of people don't count the blessing of having a healthy child. But this is something that I don't know how old her daughter is at this point. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say about 2 years old at this point. But having a healthy child is a blessing. And just think, in 2 years, 365 days a year, according to Portia, what she say, 265 days a year for Portia. Um, this child is sick around the clock. We've heard Shamea say in previous confessionals that Even her first child felt neglected at some point because she was always at the hospital with Shiloh. So when it comes to somebody caretaking around the clock, I need y'all to show some compassion. I need y'all to extend some grace because we don't know what that's like. Yes, if your child got sick when you were out of town, you probably rushed because you know your child is not normally sick. And some of y'all come from broken homes. You have broken homes. You got kids out of wedlock, 6 or 7 different baby daddies. So of course you have to run because that's all you are used to doing. You have to be the runner. You have to be there 24/7. But thank God for Shamea that she has not only a village, but a husband, a helpmate, somebody who, when she can't be there, he understands. She is at work, whether she filming the show or fucking not. She is at work, and there's a willing and able-bodied parent at home who is saying, "Baby, it's okay." Do you think that for 1 second, if her husband couldn't handle it, he wouldn't have told her? Thank you, and I close my case. Now, next case. Because y'all need to find something safe to do besides playing with people and how they parent their kids. Moving on to Phaedra, Cynthia, and PORSHA. I'm kind of tired, honestly, of Phaedra shading everybody. Phaedra, you are one Ritz cracker away from being fat, and you about to have to go get that stallion booty workout that Kenya stole from your ass a few seasons back. She always got something to say, and you let me. I'm not even gonna figure out how to say it nicely, but Phaedra, you are not cute. And shall we bring up some old footage of what you used to look like while you damn going around shading every fucking body? Let me find a picture of her. Hold on just 1 minute. Let's get on her ass since she wanna, have so much shit to say about every damn body else. I think we need to, set her up with some humble pie. Let's go back, shall we? Let's do this here. We gonna do a little one too. Let's not act like Phaedra that you ain't had to get it all the way from deep down in the root of the mud. Look at how you look. Like you going around talking about Angela remind you of a teacher. You're calling the other girl a garden gnome and a fairy and all kinds of other stuff. And I just think it's tacky, especially from somebody coming back after the last season that you had on RHOA. They have, by the grace of God, brought you back from the grave. You need to humble yourself. You really do need to humble yourself. I'm really just kind of tired of her shading all the other girls, but I digress at this moment. Anyway, back to Phaedra ass. She claims she had some tea for Portia and Cynthia, but all she ended up saying was that, "Ooh, I thought Kelli and Brit were close, but Kelli doesn't want Brit to share her glam team. She don't want to share her glam team with Brit." Now correct me if I'm wrong, but Kelli has been showing up for Brit early on in the season. When Kenya brought up the alleged pictures of Brit, the only one who went out on a limb to make sure that they were there for Brit and she felt heard and she felt consoled was Kelli. She threw the brunch for her. Brit was unappreciative of that. And also just on the previous episode, we show her saying, I know Brit has been going through a rough time. She doesn't have a glam team, so I'm extending my glam to her for the day. To my knowledge, the day either she said it or it was silent because I know she wasn't giving her damn glam team to her forever or the whole trip. That gets expensive. So I don't think this is even a topic that we should talk about a long time. But I am gonna say, if you ask me, goddamn right, I don't want you using my goddamn glam team every day. Only if if it's gonna conflict with them glamming me up. Because shit. But I do, however, feel like it's not a big deal because if them people want to make a little extra money, if Brit gonna pay, because she don't like to pay for everybody at her events to eat. But if she is willing to pay and these folks can put some extra money in their pockets, have your way with them. Go ahead so they can make their money and you can be cute. But goddamn it, don't let it interfere with my glam time. And don't let me call my glam team, that I've worked hard with and built this, relationship and build some type of rapport and trust with. And I need them on a Tuesday because we filming for this show. And then they talking about they over here with Brit old cheap ass. I'm gonna be mad too. But anyway, what y'all think about this? No big deal, but big deal for me. At some point in this episode, Phaedra says that Brit and Kelly are they trying to be the fake freaking frack. Then Portia, Phaedra adds that there's not a pair of pants in the world that could keep me from my best friend. And I'm like, girl, wrong road. I could have took that phrase from anybody besides Phaedra. Let's just be real about it. Phaedra is nobody's friend. Phaedra is not loyal to anybody. We saw that on her exit season, and we've seen it time and time again, even with KANDI. She is no one's friend, and that's just the way it is. So Phaedra missed me with that fake ass confessional word you tried to give. Portia, they also got to talking about how Kelly was very quiet when SHAMEA was kind of telling Brit how they were disappointed in her donation, saying that if Kelly were a friend, she wouldn't have let SHAMEA attack Brit in that way. I want to ask y'all a question. If this were your friend, if Brit were your friend, and the conversation came up at the table about her donation being shit, would you have interjected? Would you have said not too much on my bitch? Or would you have kind of did what Kelly did and be like, you know what, friend? Yeah, we just expected more from your giving. What would you have done? I talked to my friend about this again. Go subscribe to our channel um to view our commentary collectively. But I said probably in the moment, especially if it were like more than one person saying, hey girl, yeah, I would have expected more from you. I think I would have been like, girl, yeah, but I don't think I would have went in on my friend. And had she pulled me to the side and expressed her disliking for the way I did it and asked me to pull her to the side next time, I would respect her wishes. But I think in the just a moment of things, I would have probably lightly been like, yeah, I think a lot of people expected more. So neither here nor there. Um Portia mentioned also when speaking about the fake freaking frack, which is Kelly and Brit, that she sees some jealousy between the two. Did anybody else get that? Because I didn't get that at all. I don't sense any jealousy between the two. I don't see anything that one of the other should be jealous of the other about. Maybe it's something that we're not seeing, but I thought it was very interesting that Portia can see jealousy amongst two other people that no one else is seeing, right? No one else is seeing. But she can't see her actions towards SHAMEA and how it has looked to the entire world. I just think that it's very, very interesting. It shows that people have a blinder when it comes to them, but they can see shit that don't even exist with other people. Um, what else happened in this episode? Britt and Kelly. Britt and Kelly do have a sit down in regards to the whole dinner scene when SHAMEA put Britt on Front Street about that shitty ass donation with that one ply of Scott tissue and a box of tampons maybe that Britt brought. Um, I like in any friendship when you can be transparent with, hey, this hurt my feelings. So I do give kudos to Britt for bringing it to Kelly and saying, hey, I don't like how you came down on me in front of everybody. Like, you supposed to be my bitch. I expected you to pull me to the side. And true enough, she could have. She could have. Um, and Kelly did double down in saying that, you know, you shared with all of us how you went above and beyond for your employees that worked for you. You took them all to get a plastic surgery of their choice. So I know you are a boss. So I do think that you have a bigger purpose and could have shown up in more of a way and than you did. And instead of Brit receiving it, she deflected. Or was that me? Because one thing I do know about myself is that when I don't like somebody, I just don't like them. I don't see it for them. But I have been really trying to be objective when it comes to this show and the characters that I have a likening for and those that I do not. But Brit deflected. She pivoted on to like the glam team. And you said I couldn't use your glam team. And she kept also making reference that I just want Kelli to be herself. Like I just want Kelli to be herself. And I'm like, ma'am, the only person that needs to be themselves is you, Brit. We didn't feel like we got to know anything about you until last episode when you were empathetic with Shamea. And even that felt like an act, but I was just happy to see that your face could cry. All the Botox and fillers and veneers you got. I didn't even know you could do that. So I was pleased just to see that from you. So I feel like we've gotten authentic Kelli. And granted, it's only been what 75% of her first season. So it has so been for you as well. And we haven't gotten half from you of what we've gotten from Kelli. And for me, from my lens, see, she seems to have been herself. And I can't say the same for you. Moving on. Shamea and Kelli. Shamea and Kelli, it's the pool party day, right? So Shamea and Kelli comes out dressed in the same kind of swimsuits and dashiki or whatever you want to call it, or swim cover. What y'all think about that? My high school days, I was all for getting dressed up like my best friend. Like, girl, what you gonna wear tomorrow? Let's wear them Princess Reeboks. We gonna wear yellow shirts. We gonna wear headbands. Woo de woo. But considering that these girls are mid to late 40s, it was kind of like, eh. But I understood I was here for it because they are out of town. They are living their best lives. They're having a good time. So I was here for it. I wasn't really against it, but I thought it was weird. And obviously, so did Angela. She mentioned that, y'all hoes too old to be, I thought this was some high school stuff. Y'all too old to be doing it. A sidebar. It was good to see Drew and PORSHA being able to kind of get through their fake issues. I call them fake because I just feel like they were not authentic. I think they were grasping for straws, trying to make a moment. Yeah, and it fell flat. But I was happy to see them flash back to the girls twerking the night before, and PORSHA shaking that big old ass on top of Drew. I just thought it was good to see that. And this is a reason why overall I gave this episode 9 peaches. I gave it 9 peaches because it was fun. As a collective, they didn't split up group A and group B. Everybody was together and had a good time. I like seeing that on these shows. I like the fun shade, a good time, personal story, conflict resolution. I felt like it had pretty much everything. So that's why I gave this episode 9 peaches. Shamea, Kelli, and Drew by the pool said that they collectively loved the energy from last night. They flashed back and showed the twerking again. And they would love to keep this kind of morale going. And I would love for them to keep it until the end of the show. It would be good going into a reunion on a high note. But something tells me that it is not, because obviously whatever's in these last maybe 2 episodes that we may have left is probably the cause of Brit leaving and removing herself from the season early, and not showing up to the reunion. So I know that that's not going to probably be true. But if the drama only pertained to Brit, then we could still have good episodes. I don't think we will miss Brit. I think if she weren't on the next episode, we wouldn't even know if she was there or not. Anywho, Phaedra finally shows up to the pool party, and and this guy came. Kelli introduced him as Randall, and I thought it was funny that Kelli kind of shaded Brit immediately. Was that shade or was it not? I felt like it was shade, because when the fine little guy, he was fine. He walked up. Kelli was like, "Oh, guys, this is Randall. He's the one that accepted our donations." And they put the camera on that damn girl Brit. So I thought that was pretty funny. Shamea told Phaedra, "Hold up now, this one for Kelli. She already called first dibs." I'm like, how the hell y'all claiming this man? Y'all don't know if he married or not. Now the man was fine. Randall was fine. And let me tell you something about Phaedra that I do like. Phaedra ain't shy. When Phaedra came outside this nice, good looking God sent from heaven man, she was like, "Hey, how you doing? You are a very handsome man." And them are the helpers that get the men. The ones that are outspoken. Because he could have very well been looking at Kelli. He could have very well been looking at Drew. But a closed mouth don't get fed. The early bird got the worm, even though she was late because she spoke up. So there's just a lesson for somebody out there. Take it or leave it. It's on you. So this episode, the women are in Grenada and they are celebrating Jab Jab. Let me look up what jab jab truly is, y'all. Hold on, give me just a second. Portia explained it, but you definitely don't want to take nothing from Portia. We don't want to base none of our facts based on Portia. Um, so jab jab in Grenada, it comes from the French word diable, meaning devil. And it's a big part of Grenadian carnival, but it's not scary. It's just symbolic, it's powerful and full of vibes. People cover themselves in black oil, paint, molasses, they wear horns, chains, and things like that. It represents freedom, resistance, and rebellion. And it's a way for people to remember and honor the struggles of enslaved Africans who once fought for liberation. So I think Portia did put it in a layman's term for dummies. Like, you know how black people turn the N word from a negative and we use it like, I know this gonna sound stupid and dumb, but some people do use it as a term of endearment. We say mine all the time, you know. So I just feel like it's one of those things also with Jab Jab. So shout out to Portia for saying she Googled it immediately so she could know more about it. Because as we know, Portia could have did the same thing when she went to visit the History Museum about the Underground Railroad. She didn't visit Google. She didn't visit Wikipedia. She didn't go look in the books of her grandfather, Hosea Williams. He probably still rolling over Portia. You know, Portia went there to this museum and thought that a man was voted by the community to drive the train in the Underground Railroad. So I do want to give a huge shout out to Portia for real, Gubadia Williams, for doing that research so that she don't get here on this platform again and make such a mess of history. So let's just three snaps up, three snaps down for Portia for doing some research. Damn girl thought the man built the railroad tracks, thought the slaves voted for a conductor to drive their ass from the slave trade over there to freedom. She ain't gonna never live this shit down. Not as long as I'm living. Anyway, where were we? They celebrated Jab Jab. I love the camaraderie between the girls on this trip. Adding in a fine man amongst these hot in heat hyenas, divorcee women, I think that's always a good time. I love seeing them girls look up at that man like, oh, fluttering eyelashes and everything. I loved it. But during the recap of the at the pool party during the recap, Kelli did tell the girls that she has a call shortly with her attorney to discuss her divorce. This was their last meeting before their final court date. And she said hopefully after this court date she will be officially divorced. She also mentioned that her ex-husband was on attorney number three. And Drew also said that Ralph was on attorney number three. So I thought that was very interesting. Also, they mentioned that August 21st is both their anniversaries. And it would have been 10 years, I think, for both of them. Correct me if I'm wrong. But immediately Phaedra was like, well, that ain't good. It's the same thing I was thinking, but she said it. So they shared that and both going through a divorce is very interesting. So I may need to shy away from August 21st should I and when I get married. One thing that I would have liked from this season is for them to connect on that type of thing. Three of them are going through a divorce: Drew, Kelli, and Portia. And they spent half the season talking about this fake beef between Portia and Drew when they could have been building trauma bonding. I guess they trauma bond on everything else. But I think it would have been very enlightening for us women to kind of hear about what divorce can look like from different spectrums. And given all of their divorces have been nasty, but they could be taking this opportunity to inform, enlighten, and encourage other women going through a divorce, how to avoid these types of situations, whether it's a prenup and get things all situated so you don't get a row where you got a LLC called Letitia LLC is your identity, and you got this funky ass man who you only been married to for what 5, 7, 8 years trying to steal everything that you worked so hard for. So I would like to see more things like that, you know. Drew looks good this season. I did make a note of that. Drew really looks good. You know, she came from wearing raggedy wigs, just being tacky looking, but she looks the fuck good. It's just a glow. And most times I have noticed when women move on from relationships that have been wearing them down, it's clear that the men have stressed them the fuck out because as soon as they leave, it's just up. It's just up. And that's what Drew looks like to me. She has a movie coming out this year. She's been booked. She's been busy. She's been on interviews everywhere. So I love that for Drew. I hope this divorce, whether it goes in her favor or not, I hope she just continues to go up after. Portia said she had a surprise for Shamea when they were at the rooftop. So she said, I'm the type of friend that, I want to make you feel good if you're going through something. Well, that's nice to know, Portia. We haven't seen that yet. But I'm glad that you showed up towards the end of the season. So anyway, I guess she, she went and let Shamea put on her swimsuit and this big hat. And I think that Portia was supposed to do a photo shoot in it herself, but she got the photographer to come and take pictures of Shamea. And I must say, just like I said about Drew, Shamea looks the fuck good. I know she mentioned that. I know she mentioned that she wasn't really happy with her body these days. But girl, you look like oil, milk, honey, sugar, all the good shit. Like you look the fuck good. And don't let nobody else tell you otherwise. That was nice of Portia. I've been hard on Portia this season. But that was very nice of Portia. I still thought it was fake. And I'm trying to get out of my ways. You know, when you piss me off, I just be on your ass. But it was really nice of Portia. So I wanted to make sure that I say that. And y'all do know that Portia's been in the news recently about her divorce settlement from Simon. Obviously, she won the case. I guess she's like awarded so much alimony per month. And then now she's coming out trying to be the good Samaritan saying that she also paid Simon's child support while he was taken by ICE. She said his baby mama reached out and was like, she didn't know how she was gonna make it without the support, and Portia allegedly provided support to Simon's baby mother and his two kids. I don't believe it, but if she did it, kudos to her because I ain't paying for no suckers. Especially somebody who trying to do me like this in the media. That's why I highly doubt that she did it. We know Portia ain't no good Samaritan in that way. But believe what you want. Kelli talking to her attorney. I've been saying all these ladies have been beautiful, but Kelli is really beautiful without makeup. When she was just in the natural light, no makeup on, I think they were rubbing her down with toner. She is very pretty without the makeup. I do find that when she puts on makeup, she looks clownish. Um, she also mentioned that her ex-husband is not making anything easier for her. She said that he sold something that was theirs in conjunction and just doing the most to make her unhappy. And one thing that I do know about divorces, you think you know somebody until you don't or until they are upset with your ass. I ain't never been married to have to learn that lesson. But I do know that watching all these people go through divorces in real time, I want no part of it. Good thing I can see it before I have to go through it so I know what to do. Like whatever we get going into this marriage together, we can split evenly. But the shit I done on my own, they got Letitia LLC or whatever the fuck behind it, it's mine. That's just that. But I'm also like for my peace and my peace of mind before I end up on Fox 13 live at 9, I'll let you have some shit before I sit up there and run myself crazy because mental health is everything. Once you had a little breakdown of any sort, you'll do anything for a peace of mind. Oh, this gospel song which made me think about it. I am blessed. Let me hear you say I am blessed. I am blessed. And that lady said she woke up this morning and was in her right mind. May not have a lot of money and may not have food to eat. You know, it means that when you've been through some things and all you come out with is peace, your peace of mind, in your right mind, you wake up and you ain't stressed about shit. You're rich in my book. So if you're going through a divorce and it's not too much to where you can't let go, let that shit go. You'll feel better. And when you get that, you're gonna get it back tenfold. Because what's meant for you is gonna be yours. It won't pass you by, it won't miss you. Nobody can take it from you, nobody can steal it from you. It's yours because it was supposed to be yours. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm preaching today. Oh, I'm preaching. Anyway, let me move on because I have gotten distracted. The girls on the way to Jab Jab. The girls were in the car saying that they like their men to be obsessed with them. What y'all feel about that? Because I don't want nobody to be obsessed with me. I don't want to be obsessed with anybody in that way. I want to love and I want to be loved in return. I want to be supported and I want to support in return. I want a partnership. When I'm sick, he can take over, like Shamea's husband. I want to be out of town and don't feel like I have to rush back because the baby got a fever, because I have a husband, I have a helpmate, I have a willing, able bodied husband and partner that is not going to make me feel guilty for getting a peace of mind while I am gone. So I have to disagree on that. Phaedra, they show her getting oiled up and down, honey, by this man. Oh, he was covered in chocolate. And when she left, she was like, I think this man done got all us pregnant. That's the Phaedra I like. She always come with like unexpected, like funny shit. And I love that Phaedra. Um, the day after Jab Jab, it was black shit everywhere, y'all. They showed the tiles with black shit. They even showed the wall with Portia damn booty crack print on it with the caption that say Portia's booty. I'm like, the print on the wall said they had a ball. Okay. I would love to go to something like that. I also want to go to Carnival in Canada. I would love to do that. The girls were sitting on the rooftop for breakfast, I guess because they were about to depart. And Brit says she takes pleasure in like pulling out her titties and being naked and all of these things and sharing. She was an internet webcam girl, but somehow she's suing Bravo for defamation. I mean, nobody can have defamed you more than you defamed yourself, but I digress. Brit says, speaking of her, she says, that tar was everywhere. I cleaned Phaedra from her back to crack. I felt like she was so happy. She's like a real fan. I get real fangirl from her. That's why I felt like Kenya was truly the victim, because I felt like Brit came in as a fucking fan and came in knowing who the original villains were. And she, came in with a vendetta. But anyway, neither here nor there. Phaedra was like, yeah, the girl done seen every little piece of me. There's also a part I'm forgetting, y'all. It was a part where Portia mentioned Cynthia'S clit. And I was so confused as to how we got there, because one thing I know for sure and two things for certain. I don't want to know about nobody's clit but my own. And Cynthia even went a little further to say, well, it's hooded. And I'm like, did anybody else want to know about 57 cents clitoral hood? I did not. So moving right along. At the end of this episode, guys, Kelli had a crystal and she said the crystal broke. And she wanted to see what it symbolizes. So she looked it up. And it says that a broken crystal like that symbolizes the end of a relationship. And I think that if that thing happened authentically, just like that, just broke, then of course it's symbolic. And they ended with showing her throwing that crystal into the ocean. I mean, it was people sitting down there. I hope that damn crystal didn't hit nobody. That's all I was thinking when they showed after. But have y'all noticed that every time they show Brit, she frowning? Like, I took a little screenshot of it. Let me show y'all real quick before I end this video. But every time they show Brit, she's frowning. And I want y'all to tell me, is this her natural face? Is she just always looking like this and just unaware? But I feel like every time the camera shows somebody else talking and they show the table with everybody looking at the person who's talking, Brit always looks like this. Maybe she just can't help it. She got a stank face, she got a stank attitude, and by God, I'm so glad she won't be back next season. How do y'all feel about it? I was struggling with her, and I'm so glad the Lord fight my battle so I don't have to, okay? We don't have to talk about this lady no more. Anyway, at the end of the day, I told y'all in the middle of this video that I gave this episode 9 peaches, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Only because I enjoyed the ladies. Everyone got along. We had some conflict. We had some resolution. We showed Portia being a friend to her friend. It was just truly a good episode. We learned a little bit more about Kelly's divorce. Drew talked about her divorce. Everybody was not ganging up on Drew. It was a good episode for me. It was a good cash trip. I'm looking forward to what the next episode holds. I think that's going to be the episode where Kelly and Brit kind of have no baby. I think this is going to be the episode where Kelly and Brit have an issue. But I'm hoping that the episodes keep going in the direction that they're going because I have been pleased with them. So until next time, y'all like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. And excuse my baby for interrupting me at the end of this video. Bye.